at Enterprise Stockbroking Firm, Rotimi Fakejo, as he gives us his thoughts about what happened on Monday. Good morning, Rotimi.
Good morning, Balaji.
Okay, if you can hear me, I just wanted to comment on the market performance of Monday. We saw the Osho Index deepen despite the appreciation of Dangote Cement, which is about a quarter of the market value. What do you think happened? Okay, I don't know if Rotimi can hear me. Okay, I asked you your comments on the market performance for Monday. We saw the Osho Index dipping 0.64% despite the appreciation of a stock like Dangote Cement, which is a quarter of the market value. What do you think happened?
What I think, what happened actually is about the banking sector stocks. There was a real selling pressure yesterday, and I think it's even more than what it had been. And I think what investors are practically doing now is to take a critical look at specific stocks within the banking sector. And I think they're actually doing their peaks. I will want to go specific so that it will seem as if one is maligning a particular stock. But I think a few of them are going to receive a lot of heat. And I believe strongly that there are some that will really stand out. Those ones who have actually not depended so much on income resulting from investment in treasury bills, and also who have not really have their deposit base loaded with public sector funds. So for those ones who have relied so much on this in time past, I think they're going to have it so much, and it actually impacted on the market yesterday. And I think with the way it stands, we are still but this is not really the end of such stocks, because by the time we see the first quarter results, it definitely will take a different turn. And I think as at that time, those who are actually doing real banking will be separated from those who are just collecting public sector deposits and investing back in treasury bills. So I think time is going to tell.
Okay, a stock like Nestle actually lost 14 naira. Guinness, these are some of the high cap stocks on the market. Now, do you think investors are reacting to some form of information as to looking at the final figures as to why did we have to close the negative territory yesterday?
Well, I think for Guinness, it's been up and down, and the year end of Guinness is not December 31st. Even while that of Nestle Foods is December 31st. We're expecting the auditor report of Nestle Nigeria PLC any moment from now. And I think with what we've seen in the third quarter results, I think there was a great improvement relative to that the same period last year. So, the only thing that may just be the issue is the fact that when they are looking at the dividend yield, investors may begin to have preference for other stocks that can give them better dividend yields compared to what they will get at buying a share of Nestle Food for over 1,000 naira. So I think it's just for Guinness Nigeria PLC, it's just a measure of normal reaction as you usually see. And I think after a while, when it drops to a certain level, it begins to pick again. And I think the people who are actually holding Nestle Nigeria PLC shares are not actually holding it for dividend return. They use it to buffer their portfolio, and that has really helped them over time, because the resilience of the stock is very strong, and I think that has actually helped a lot of the portfolio managers and as well for the portfolio investors. So I think for what we saw concerning the two stocks yesterday, it may not really be much to really worry about, except when the result of Nestle Food comes out and there's it does not portend what we expect it to be.
If you look at the sectoral indices yesterday, the banking sector seems to be the worst hit. We saw that index actually dropping 2.95%. What are the sentiments behind this figure? Because if you look at the industrial goods sector, we saw it actually being the best performer, actually up by 0.25 percentage point. Are investors shifting to other stocks other than the banking sectors?
Well, I think the revenue of the banking sector stocks are going to is definitely going to shrink with respect of the latest development. And I think except they get to work early enough, we may see this really affecting them badly. As such, before now, a lot of people have been divesting from the banking sector stocks to the real sector stocks, and I think they've done this for quite a while, and that's why we have seen some upward movement in the other sectors compared to almost stagnancy in the banking sector stocks, especially except for a few one like GT Bank and maybe Diamond Bank, but for several others like First Bank, we've really seen the price dwindling. It has for the all-time high for last year, it did as much as about 22 naira, and we saw it closing the year at just a few kobo less than 16. So I think we're going to see more of this. There's going to be more divestment from the banking sector stocks, and I think investors have already weighed their options, and I think they may really even get more dividend return from other sectors than what they were getting in First Bank and more, capital acquisition. So I think we're going to see more movement from that. And the First Bank was worst hit yesterday in terms of price loss, and also in terms of the way the shares were dumped. So I think with time we'll see how they will sort themselves out. That is, we see the one that investors are going to actually hold on to, and the ones they will really put off or reduce their holding in such portfolios, in such stocks.
All right, just before I let you go, I just want to ask you about the new corporate governance rating system that is to be introduced by the authorities at the Nigerian Stock Exchange. How do you think, in your perspective, how do you think it's going to help the stock market?
Can you take that again? I can't hear you. Can you take that again, please?
The NSE authorities are going to introduce a new corporate governance rating system. How do you think that will impact on the performance of the stocks listed?
Well, I think whatsoever that we enhance the sustainability and growth of a particular company is definitely going to impact positively on the entire market. And I think we don't want the NSE is very much concerned about the sustainability and growth of the quoted companies. And at times they could be doing some things which they do not actually know that hamper their growth and sustainability. But I think with the measures that Stock NSE is putting in place, maybe more visitation, looking more critically at their financials and all of that, I think definitely we're going to see a better market than what we are seeing. And if the corporate governance in such quoted companies is better than what we are seeing presently, then definitely it's going to improve their performance, and also it's going to increase the appetite for such stocks in the market. So I think all in all, it's going to be a win-win situation for the capital market and also for the quoted companies.
All right, that'll be all I will take from you at this time. Thank you, Rotimi, for joining us. That's Rotimi Fakayi-Joe, the CEO of Enterprise Stockbroking Firm, giving us his thoughts as to the Monday market performance and how the developments at the marketplace will help to boost the performance and ensure that investors continue to have the confidence in the Nigerian markets. We're going to break now, and when we return, we'll take you through our newsroom. Please join us again.